Hey, this is Duncan, co-host of Skill Talk. Look, we got another great episode coming up for you in just a few seconds, but first, got a few things I want to remind you about. Number one, please make sure you check out our website. That's S3TEM.com. S3TEM.com. That stands for Soft Skills for STEM. Now, while you're on the website, the second thing you need to do is make sure you sign up for our mailing list. That way you never miss an episode, and you also get to take advantage of all the new free resources on soft skills training that we're going to have for you. And the final thing is, make sure you check out our Success Lab. That's where you can find all of the activity sheets that go along with the Skill Talk episodes. And you also find some videos of our live events, some of the archives, okay? So I'll tell you what, enjoy the episode. See you soon.
Welcome to another episode of Skill Talk, a monthly video series to help you to improve your soft skills. My name is Michelle Lee, the founder of Soft Skills for STEM, and my co-host Duncan, the Grand Master.
The Grand Master. I like that
soft skills.
Okay, I like that. Okay. All right, my turn. Okay. So Dr. Michelle B. Lee, this week the B is for bring it on, because that's how she tackles life. Whatever problems, whatever issues, whatever challenges, she's like, bring it on.
Okay, bring it on.
That's right.
All right.
She go handle it. So look, we got another great episode for you all today. Make sure you get the skills that you need to succeed. Doc, what are we going to talk about this week?
Al, you know.
See, when you start for Al, you know, I know. I do know.
You know, I wish I had a show like this when I was coming along in my career.
Yeah.
At the time, I guess, you know, soft skills kind of evolved. You could probably call them skills, knowledge, and ability. Right. But I pretty much had to learn as I went on, you know, my journey.
Right.
On how to actually interact with people.
Right.
And a story that comes to mind is when I was in my PhD program, I was taking an epidemiology class.
Okay, hold on for us non-scientists. What is epidemiology?
If I can remember, I got it. It's like the study of disease.
Okay, I got you.
How disease progress.
Gotcha. Okay.
In a community.
All right.
You know, don't quote me on that, but because it's been so long. Yeah, it's been a while ago. But anyway, in this class, and I think we were midway through the classroom.
Okay.
And the teacher was trying to explain a concept, and I believe it was on random generating numbers.
Okay.
And initially, when I read the chapter and I went through it, I thought it was wrong, but it was actually explained poorly.
Okay.
So when the teacher actually presented that concept, he said the book was wrong.
Okay.
And so I kind of like raised my hand.
Oh no.
And I said,
oh no.
I said to the professor,
no.
It isn't wrong.
Oh, you didn't do that to the professor. This episode is called Michelle Talking Smack to her professor in front of the whole class. Go ahead. Okay.
So, and I said, it isn't wrong. He just explained it poorly. So then I went up to the desk and I showed him.
Oh, wait a minute. The whole class is sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo, okay.
So I showed him and he said, okay. And then he went and basically regurgitated everything that I told him.
Okay.
And then he started on to another concept.
Oh my goodness.
And then it might have been like 5 minutes later. And then next thing you know, just out of the blue, he said to me, don't you ever correct me again.
What? All in front. Security. You need security. Yeah, he was not playing, huh?
He wasn't playing, and I was like, and I was just trying to be helpful.
Now you see, that's something interesting because helpful being helpful and helpfulness, that's a matter of perception. So apparently he didn't think you were being helpful, huh?
No. So, when I think back to that, and not knowing, I didn't really know the professor that well. That was actually my first semester in the PhD program. Did not know him very well. If I had to do that scenario all over again, that situation, I think I would just let him tell the class the incorrect information, and then after class go up and explain to him.
Right.
And then maybe in the next class period, he could actually, make a correction.
You know what? I agree with that. Let me tell you why. Because one of the most important soft skills, it's one of the primary foundational soft skills, that is communication. And here's a Duncan nugget for you. When it comes to effective communication, timing is everything. Now, people love to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's true, but it's also when you say it, okay? When you say it is extremely important. It really determines how a person receives your message, whether they're going to receive it or not receive it at all, what they think about it. Timing can change the meaning of what you're talking about. So when it comes to effective communication, timing is everything, and you have to be careful with that. And that's a lesson you started learning the hard way, huh?
That's right, because I think he had a little grudge against me, but we overcame that. He started to respect me because he realized that I was one of his stellar students. Right.
So eventually he came back around. So that's good. That shows that is a mature professor. Eventually he was able to put his ego to the side and realize that you were talking about the book. You weren't really talking about him anyway. But because of the timing of your communication, what happened is in front of the whole class, it almost undermined his credibility. It made him look like, hey, you gave us this book and you didn't know it was a mistake in this book. What's up with you, Professor?
Right? That's true, and I thought, it's a learning environment.
Yes.
We're at a high level, and there could be synergy between the student and professor, thinking we can learn from each other.
Right.
But, in that situation, to be, I guess you need to, if you really don't know that person, you need to be conservative in your approach.
I agree with that. So there's an important communication tip right there, and that is you should always know your listener or know your audience. She, as she just said a minute ago, she didn't really know that professor that well. Maybe if they had a longer relationship, and she knew later in the semester or something like that, or maybe if she had more individual conversations with that particular professor, maybe he would have let you go with that because he wouldn't have felt challenged. But at that particular time, you didn't know him that well, so he felt challenged.
And so now when I communicate with people, I actually, I think about how I would perceive something, but of course I'm different.
Right, but that's okay.
I stand to be corrected because I don't know everything.
Yeah, but even in communication, it still is important to know yourself. So that's good too.
And then also the topic that you're talking about.
That's right.
So that right there, it was a learning environment, but sometimes people are sensitive. So you also got to think about the subject. That's you don't want a lot of people to know, so stuff should be done behind closed doors.
A lot of times. That's right. So here's another key to effective timing in communication, and that is this. When possible, always allow the other person to save face. And what I mean by that is, if you can protect another person's ego or his or her credibility, and it's okay and it's appropriate at that time, then you should allow that to happen. Now, sometimes if you're a boss or you're a manager or you're a parent, you might have to correct something right then and there on the spot. We understand that. But I'm saying when possible, allow the other person to save face. So if you do that, that will help you be more effective in your timing and communication, right? Now, another thing is you should always ask yourself, is this something that has to be said now, or could I go think about it and come back and say it later? Because if it doesn't have to be said right then and there at that moment, then a lot of times we can all benefit from allowing ourselves to go think about whatever it is that we want to say, because then we'll have more time to think about the other person's perspective, their possible responses, and also how we might respond to what they might say. And that can also help get your timing a little bit better in communication.
Yes, something I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, that's okay. Some lessons in soft skills are always learned the hard way. You should never be upset about that. And I'll tell you what, communication is a complicated thing. There's no way, we keep skill talk short. We keep it brief so we can keep you excited and keep you engaged. So just keep in mind, there's no way we can go everything you need to know about communication and effective timing and communication in one little small episode like this. However, there's something that you should know about that's on the Soft Skills for STEM website. That's s3tem.com. And if you haven't been checking them out, or if you don't see them yet, they will be there soon. And those are soft skills training videos. So what you'll have is short videos that you can get some training, some additional training on the principles of good and effective, or what I like to call exceptional communication. So make sure you be on the lookout for those so you can get some more tips on communication skills as well.
Okay, well, thanks for that, because I will be watching them.
I'm watching too.
Because I always need self-improvement.
Yeah, so do I. Okay, that's
All
good.
right.
All right, so anything else about communication right now?
That's about it.
That's about it. And I'll tell you something else, one little quick thing I added here. If you watch Dr. Lee and she and I as we interact on the show. It's one thing people don't, you gotta have good chemistry. I'm trying not to interrupt her, she's trying not to interrupt me, but we gotta get in. So there's timing right then and there too, and you can see that take place right in front of your eyes when you're watching a good episode of Skill Talk, okay? So, that's gonna bring us around to the end for this one. Doc, what we're gonna talk about next time?
Al, I think we need to figure that out.
We need to figure that out?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need to figure that out.
And while we're figuring
get our timing together.
That's right.
Okay, well, we're going to figure that out, get our timing together. We have an idea of what we want to talk about. But you don't know, and if you want to know, then you got to tune into the next episode, right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So, look, my name is Al Duncan on behalf of Dr. Michelle B. Lee. We look forward to seeing you on another episode of Skill Talk. We had a lot of fun with you all. Until then, be safe, be well, and be blessed.
Duncan Nuggets.
Duncan Nuggets. Boom. Skill Talk is filmed live at Photo Magic Media in Atlanta, Georgia. The show is made possible thanks to the National Nuclear Security Administration.